edited out a whole bunch of this fucking video, aren't I? What was I thinking? Just press record and drive pickup. Yeah, nice. I don't even know if you can hear me. Time to see if she's leaking. Original reaction video. Oh, what the fuck? Where's that fucking coming from? That's gearbox. That can be a problem. On the plus side, there's nothing out of the engine. What is that? Is it a gearbox? It fucking looks like it. Let's better investigate where that's from. Great. Look at, definitely gear oil. I just wiped it up. Just gonna see if I can poke this in there, because I've got a feeling it's coming from up there. It does look like it. Out of the all of this looks dry. Oh, okay, maybe that bolt at the back there. Yeah, I think it's leaking out of that gasket, the casing. Oh fuck, wait, did I undo that bolt to try and drain it? Maybe I did. But it's here too, which means it's got to be coming out of somewhere higher. I'm willing to bet it's coming out of the yeah, it's coming out of the speedo drive. Let's just do this and give this a little tickle. Oh, nothing there. That's definitely wet. Oh yeah, oh god. Yeah. And it comes off there. Straight into there. Off the edge of there. Alright. It's fresh. That's the new oil that I put in. Not old oil that was hanging around. So, well, there's exactly 0 fucking prizes for guessing where I am. Said I wasn't going to fix it for a bit, but here we are. So I'm getting really severe axle tramp. So what I've got is that the oh fuck, there's fuck all clearance there. That'd be me. As soon as that goes up, I bet that hits that. That'd be a fucking big ass clunky sound. Right there, you can see that. Exhaust with very little clearance to differential. No bueno. Oh, lots of clearance to the roof. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a better U. Better diff. Better go up over the diff thingy than what there is. If I shorten this bit here, this looks like some idiot, that'd be me, has added this bit. So I might have to shorten it a bit, just pull it back that way. And then I'll be able to take this up higher, clear that diff better. Right, later, different problem. What I've got at the moment is really severe axle tramp, so that's where every time you throttle the car, the diff tries to point to the sky, the front of the diff points to the sky. And I'm just finding that now that I've redone the diff saddles and the all of this stuff here, redone all of this and made it all nice with the nice urethane bushes and everything, now I'm getting chronic axle tramp. And I think it's because I lowered it that little bit more. Now I've got the bushes, I've actually got some flex in there, whereas before it was pretty much metal on metal, so it wasn't moving independent of the leaf. And now a little bit of movement in there. All the rest of it I'm getting axle tramp. It's not too bad going forward, like a takeoff is okay, it's not terrible, you can feel it and drive out of it or clutch in and go again. Sometimes it's worse than other times, but it is fucking chronic in reverse. You just can't reverse the car pretty much easily. You have to get out of the clutch and as soon as you can, and if the car's moving it's okay. So, but like reversing into a parking spot, which is what I always do, is really painful. Yeah, leaf springs, lower diffs, that's just a standard problem. That's why you get the diff springs reset. You get the springs reset, then the diff stays the same distance to the spring and it doesn't get that extra leverage and twist on it. So what I'm going to do is make a torque arm. Now that torque arm will travel up this tunnel all the way, I don't know if you can see it up there, just get some light, to that cross member. And I'll make that sit inside the cross member. Really nice, using a nice little bush that allows for a bit of plunge. Doesn't have to be much because the arc that the diff travels on is minimal, but you don't want that end restricting the forward and rear movement of the diff. Unless you're doing it by design, but I'm not. So I got this idea, it's old, like this idea was I had in the car for a long time, but I never put it in. So now I'm going to actually make it. I'm probably going to just, you know, I need a bush here and a bush up the top here, and I'm going to use right, that might be in the way. I'm going to use panhard rod bushes, Commodore panhard rod bushes, because they're easy to get and get them in a million different geometers, and I've got an old panhard rod or two to cut up. So the lower one's sitting here, and then it'll go a link arm all the way forward. I can actually see a straight shot from there to there. I wanted to have one of the arms as adjustable so that I could adjust pinion angle if I need to. I'm going to start fucking around and clean this diff off a bit better than it is, and make some shit. Well, I'm building a thing. Way down there, I don't know if we can even see it here, is, oh, look at that. That there, if I can, hang on, you little pingy, oh shit. That bit right there is a sway bar bush. It's just mounted into the side of my gearbox cross member. Nice flat spot for it to mount. And that's the locating point. It allows for plunge on the linkage too. As the linkage moves forward, as the linkage moves up and down, it is going to slightly move forward and back. It's fuck all, but it's there. And then, so this is just a bit of RHS. It's 2.5 mil wall, I think, or 2 mil wall, 25/50. So it's good and strong this way, which is the way that it needs to be. This bush, so this is a panhard rod bush. It's mounted of adjustable panhard rod, so I've cut the piece out and welded it to a bit here. This is just bolted and clamped around the diff webbing, so it's not going to take much strength. I'm only stopping the diff from moving, I'm not locating it, so I think it's going to be okay. I guess if it smashes it off, then well, no difference. In the back here, this fucking abomination is the rear mount, so it picks up 2 of the diff bolt housings. It only needs to really handle shear force this way. So that's like it's trying to stop the rotation of the diff. That's it. It's not locating the diff forward to backwards. So that should be plenty. I'm going to clean all this up now and have a squizzy at it, but I need to make whatever side piece I make for it to go on here. I need to first plate this. I think I'll plate it just so that the strength is retained in that piece, because all of the torque really will be around this point. That's the lever point. So for the force from the diff. So we'll see. I don't know if I am worried about that bit there. So what I might do is make a mark and notch a section of that out, just so in case this, I don't think it will, because I'll look at how much diff travel I've got. I've only got sort of 4 inches at the back here, and that's halfway down that arm, so that's maybe 2 inches at full droop. I think maybe it might contact it, so I'm just gonna take the notch out just so I'm not interfering with that handbrake. And all I'll do is just notch sort of the top half of it out. I'll cut a piece out and flip it and weld it back in. So funny thing is, sort of once you get past about here, as you lengthen the lever, the torque required gets less and less and less. So I could have this thing stupid skinny up the other end and it wouldn't matter, because up there the torque has been, like the torque multiplier from that end means that there's fuck all effort to bend it. But right here is like the heart needs to be the stiffest of it, and that's the bit I've cut the massive fucking gouge out of. So cutting a little reduction up there won't matter, won't change anything, it'll be okay. It's dodging everything else and sitting nicely snug next to the tail shaft. It doesn't hang down below anything else, it's actually above the exhaust, and if I look at the exhaust will still hang lower than it, so I'm really pretty happy with it. You know, gonna do some bits and put some bits on. Alrighty then, this looks very agricultural, but that's just because everything's just tacked so I can get the geometry right. I've done that bit up there, a little relief for the handbrake bracket, so that's done. Kind of happy. I had to cut this off and set it to the right angle so that it lines up properly with the bush. After I'd sort of done everything, you know, you don't quite get everything 100%, so this is good. This is good. Angle on this is good. You have to take the bracket off in order to fit it, which is fine. The bolts in the diffs aren't through bolts, they're just blind bolts, so take them in and out as much as you want and they won't leak oil, except that obviously the gasket. So now I'm going to take all of this off, finish weld all of this. You can see I haven't welded around here, so I'm just going to weld all of that, weld all of this, make sure it's strong, smooth this out a bit and make it look sort of nice-ish, I suppose. Finish weld this, it's just tacked, so I'll put a couple more stitches in. This is pretty, like, it's held together with the bolts really, it doesn't really even need to be welded, but I will. I don't really want to clean, I really want to clean up the back edge of this because it looks like shit and it's all still square and shit, so that needs to be nice and smooth and round and all of the things. Yeah, so basically just going nuts with a flappy and a grinder for a bit, make it all look nice, then paint it black and fit it and fucking forget it exists. There's an advantage to keeping every bolt you've ever owned. Just pour them out on the ground, go through them until you find the one you want. This thread is what I need. Has to be tensile, so it has to have those 3 or 6 if I can. I need a little longer. It's in here somewhere. Rightio, in. Cool. Looks a bit agricultural, but if it does the job and I'm really keen on it, I might pull it and redo it. I don't know, probably not. So I found 2 bolts in my stash that were perfect. They were that little bit, like 5 threads longer, and they even came captive with spring washers, which is awesome. So now that's bolted in, that's strong. It's all hopefully not going anywhere. All that's left to do now, I'll drop it down and go for a spin and see if she axle hocks like a motherfucker still. Right, you get to come with me to test it out.
Two reasons. First one is that the only way I can test this part is to drive it and see if it fixes shit. And the second one is that my speedo's also broken and I need the phone for the GPS speedo. Alright, let's see how we go here. Figured I'd take all of my 64 followers per drive. 64 is a good number. Tell you what, since changing the sump and the redoing the oil pickup and making sure there was a gasket in there, and like I get oil pressure instantly now. I've changed from running HPR 30, which is a 2060, to HPR 15, which is a full synthetic 1560, and I've got another fucking leak. I don't know where it's from. It's the back of the sump somewhere, but it's not the rear main, so that's good. And I only think it leaks if I'm like giving it to it, so the oil sloshes up. And anyway, I'll figure it out. Maybe if it's just a pinhole, I can fucking just put a screw in it or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't want to take the sump out again. All right. See if she shutters. Oh, like butter. Oh. Tell. Yeah. So if it's, oh, the gearbox is leaking too because it's leaking out the broken bit of the speedo cable. That feels okay. Oh yeah, mate, where you go? So I felt good in forward. Reverse is going to be the biggest key. That's where it was the worst. It was the worst in reverse. So much wind about today. Which sucks because there's a decent swell. Should have gone for a surf this morning, but I didn't. Standard. Still going to have to fix that exhaust. I had a look. I've got fuck all clearance between the diff and the exhaust. So the diff is coming up, especially now that it's that little bit lower. When the whole car squats, and it just hitting the exhaust. While I'm at that, I'll get a new slash cut 2.5 inch tip and poke it out the side behind the wheel so that I don't get exhaust soot all over my nice fresh white walls. Oh, I tell you what, this car used to pig hop as well. Not in reverse, but when you're back changed. Really interesting to see if it's fixed that part. Like when you back shifted, if you didn't rev match, the torque would just go and make the thing. Oh god, it felt like the fucking gearbox was going to smash out of it. Here we go. I'm in the shopping centre. Find a car park to reverse into, because that's what you do when you drive something that you can't see shit out the back of. Oh damn it, my favourite spot's gone. There we go. Here we go. Big test, here we are. Dude, mint. Oh, that is so good. Fuck yeah. Fixed. You. Fucking pumped at that. Alright, end of video. Peace out. Gonna try the most difficult spot in the world. I've got this little reverse that I do up a driveway for the school to turn around so I can surf the bay. And it's fucking hideous to reverse up that, so if it can do this without shuddering like a bitch, I'm pretty happy. I just did a big back change into second, and it gave the tiniest little shudder and then smoothed out. Whereas before you used to have to get the clutch off and get on the clutch, sorry, and just get out of it. So here we go, reversing up a hill. Oh, there it is, little shudder. Dude, that's nothing. That is nothing. I'm happy with that. Amazing. Yew. Yew.